So I want to go here. Isn't that the move to do? Would you have done that?
I don't know. It's not.
Oh. I'm all bound up. See how nice I am. That's okay. You're doing okay. You're doing all right for yourself. Come on. That's the way the game's played. Everything's protected. Everything. That goes there. You're doing all right. You're doing all right. I wasn't ready for that. I can go there, he can't. I go here.
Ooh.
It goes there. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I go here.
Because German biked here.
Huh?
Go ahead.
He biked here, that's why.
What's the journey in my brain?
I kind of like that. That's okay move. That's very bad. was a mistake. You don't want it? No, it isn't. Why didn't you just take the queen? That's me. You had to do that, didn't you?
Well,
You had to do
winning
that.
the queen isn't. I mean, it's not this. It's a little, unusual. The other way, it was too. You could have sacked here too,
I was thinking about that, but then if I sacked, then I don't know. I was kind of.
Isn't that a weird mate, Ryan? Look at that.
Oh, with the pawn push? Nice. Nice.
Weird, huh?
Wow.
All right. Look.
Couldn't go anywhere.
Hey guys, Brian here, and beautifully done by Duck, man. Not even going for the queen, which would be checkmate, by the way. Going for the style points and get mated by a pawn. Beautifully done by Duck, man. And one thing masters are really great at is square control. And Duck, this knight, doing a beautiful job of controlling the square and the pawn controlling the square, effectively creating a wall for the king, and the king just being suffocated even by its own piece here. And Duck, that was a super nice, man. Anytime you can mate your opponent with a pawn like that instead of going for mate, that is, I mean, mate in one, that is super sweet. So beautifully done by Duck, man. If you want to get him a cup of coffee or treats for his dog Winston, his link is in the video description. And we're going to go over the analysis. Basically, Mike had a little bit of trouble dealing with this pawn push here, and Duck just throwing all these pawns like a pawn avalanche. And I think this makes a lot of chess players nervous, especially when a master is doing this. So we're going to go over how Mike could have defended against that pawn avalanche, as well as how he could have defended against those mate threats here. And we're also going to go over a missed mate in, I think, 3 for Duck that was missed, but it's very hard to see. It's a little bit tricky, as you'll soon see. So strap in, man. It's going to be a good one. And don't forget also to check out the Amazon links to chess gear and merch links for shirts and cups in the video description as well. Alright, let's go here in this position. And in the game, c5 was played, and Duck plays knight g3, and he starts advancing his pawns. Let's go all the way back here. Instead of c5, what would be another move for black here? Alright, we kind of know, we kind of understand what Duck is trying to do, right? So one idea is to play a prophylaxis move, which is h6, controlling this square, preventing this pawn from pushing. I mean, it could push, but black will take, and his kind of avalanche of pawns will be diminished. So that could have been one way to go. But alas, Mike does not play that, and we get to this position, and in the game, g6 was played. Let's go move back, pause video. This is kind of like the beginning of the end here for black. So what will be another move for black here? Okay, like I said again, these pawn pushes, especially by master, can make people nervous. I mean, understandably. So something like g6 is understandable, but in situations like this, it's actually fine for black. I mean, it looks scary, but it's okay. You can kind of wait for white to initiate and play accordingly. So you don't necessarily have to do anything here. You can play something like b5 to prepare here. Basically counterattack on the other side, and black is I mean, that could be one way to go. Just to give you some context, it went from 1.1 to 3.1, so that's a pretty big jump. Let's go here in this position, and in the game, Mike plays rook h8, which leads to mate in 3, which was missed, which we'll go over. But let's go move back. What will be another move for black here? Alright, some of you might also be thinking, why didn't Mike just take this knight? Well, if he does, then pawn takes, threatening the queen, and then you're gonna have this pawn push here, and it's gonna get really nasty for black real quick with those connected pawns. So one idea for black is to play rook takes f6. Holy smokes, what is going on? If g takes, then knight takes, and now you see what's going on. This knight can be brought in the game for defense, and notice, remember, Duck sacked his rook here, so don't be afraid to give back material, especially when you're being like totally avalanched by your opponent here. So that could have been one way to go. Let me show you this line really quick. The line I was talking to you about earlier. If G takes, then take, and then queen back, check, and this is a nasty mate. So that's what I was talking about. All right, let's go here in this position, and in the game, knight e7 was played, controlling the escape square here, so that when this knight reveal goes for the discover check, that thing is gone. Let's go move back. What will be another move for white here? Mate in 3, forced mate in 3. Alright, starts off with knight f7 check, king back, queen takes. I'm sure most of you thought this was mate, right? This was the end, you calculated through, but remember, the king can take the knight here. And now what's the way to end it here? Yes, knight h6 checkmate. That is a sweet mate in X puzzle. But it was very hard. It was hard to calculate because you have to account for this, which is, I think a lot of chess players can't visualize that. But very nicely done by Doug. Beautiful mate at the end, pawn push. And Mike just got a little bit nervous with the pawn avalanche, so I hope the analysis helped you guys deal with that. And hope you guys enjoyed the game as well too. Let me know what you guys thought of the game in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification, and thanks. I'll see you guys tomorrow.